Gregory Stewart is not just ruthless, he's also smart. Brutality and a willingness to murder is only a part of why Stewart is so dangerous. According to Darrell Franklin, Stewart was much more advanced than the other 39ers in his group. Franklin says out of this team of hardened killers, Stewart was seen as the leader. His word held a lot of weight, and he knew how to use it to his advantage. Even when Stewart wasn't behind the trigger, it was often his plans that were being carried out. But Stewart was not the type of leader who didn't like to get his hands dirty. And in October of 2010, he was about to commit one of his most gruesome murders yet. It's been 6 months since the April 12 Wing Shack shooting that took the lives of two of Stewart's associates, Gucci Man and Cheddar Black. Two of the three men believed to be responsible are still alive and well on the streets of New Orleans. A fact that Stewart and the 39ers are well aware of. On October 11, 2010, Stewart would get another chance at the man who was the intended target of the May 27 mistaken identity killing of Donald Daniels near the Desire Project. Belton Beaufields was spotted hanging out in the 4th Ward by members of the 39ers who immediately relayed the information to Gregory Stewart. Stewart and accomplice Leroy Price head to the location and stake out the scene. But Stewart doesn't like the circumstances. He will need to switch vehicles to pull off the murder successfully. He meets up with Darrell Franklin and switches into a rental car. He brings T-Red and Leroy Price along for the hit. The three men go back to the location to stake out fields. Leroy Price is behind the wheel. Unbeknownst to Elton Beaufields, the group watches and waits patiently as he sits on the porch. When he gets in his vehicle to leave, the three men follow closely behind, waiting for the right moment to strike. Again, Stewart is not happy with the circumstances. He makes a decision to wait until Fields gets out of his vehicle. They follow him all the way to the 7th Ward. When Fields makes a stop to talk to a female near the intersection of Rocheblave and Aubrey Streets, the men make their move. Stewart gives the female a pass as the two men approach the vehicle. What happens next is disturbing. As Fields panics and attempts to close his car door, Stewart fires the first shot from a .223 caliber rifle through the driver window, hitting Fields at point-blank range. Stewart opens the door, stands over Fields, and shoots him in the face repeatedly until he is almost out of bullets, while T-Red fires through the back window. Fields suffers more than 19 bullet wounds to the head, neck and chest. He dies at the scene. The hit is seen as a major victory for the 39ers against a desire, but most importantly for Merle Offray, revenge for the death of his friend Cheddar Black. Undoubtedly, Gregory Stewart's most controversial act was his participation in the murder of beloved New Orleans legend bounce artist Magnolia Shorty. Her unfortunate and untimely demise was a result of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The intended target of the brutal December 2010 shooting was a man named Jerome "Man" Hampton. The 39ers' beef with Hampton was part of an ongoing feud between the 39ers and the Calliope. In 2005, one of the 39ers, a man named Rico Jackson, gave police information on a murder that was allegedly committed by Hampton. Not only did the 39ers know that Hampton wanted revenge, they also knew he meant business. In 2010, word was circulating that Hampton was out to kill Merle Offray, the man he believed was financially backing the group. When word got back to Offray, he called on Gregory Stewart to eliminate the threat. On December 20, 2010, Stewart learned that members of the 39ers had a location on Hampton. Stewart and four other members, Rico Jackson, McCoy Walker, T-Red, and Tyrone Knockham, gather up weapons and go looking for him. They drive to the Calliope project where Hampton was last seen, but there is no sign of Hampton. Stewart tells Knockham to drive to the Georgetown Apartments, another place Hampton is known to frequent. When they arrive at the complex, they notice Jerome Hampton's vehicle parked outside of the home of Magnolia Shorty, a white Chevy Malibu. The men decide to go to this gas station down the road to get cigars, to keep them busy as they stake out the apartment and wait for Hampton to leave. Back at the apartments, the team waits near the front gate and come up with a plan. They know that Hampton will have to go over a speed bump near the exit, and when the car slows down to a rolling stop, they'll make their move. As the vehicle approaches, all 5 members get out of their vehicle. McCoy Walker fires the first shot, believed to have hit the driver, and sends the car careening out of control, crashing into the gate. Gregory Stewart, Rico Jackson, and T-Red join in, riddling the car with bullets from a combination of handguns and AK-47s. Both Hampton and Magnolia Shorty die at the scene. The autopsy report tells a graphic story of 2 horrific and brutal deaths. The death of Magnolia Shorty sent shockwaves through New Orleans. It's one of the few times Stewart has shown any kind of remorse for murder. Just a few months later, Stewart would kill again. But this time, it was intentional. Calvin Celestine was a very close friend to the 39ers. The problem, at least as Darryl Franklin was concerned, is that he was also close friends with Slugger, a man the 39ers wanted dead. According to Franklin and Stewart, Celestine had been playing both sides. On several occasions, Celestine withheld information on the whereabouts of Slugger. Members of the 39ers began suspecting that Celestine and Slugger were in cahoots. He had to go. Stewart says Franklin paid him $9,000 and an unknown amount of heroin to get Celestine out of the way. On February 6, 2011, he would do just that. He camped outside of Celestine's home in the early morning hours and waited for him as he got into his vehicle. Stewart then approached the vehicle and unloaded on Celestine through his driver door window. Celestine died at the scene. Stewart was present at his funeral.